If you ever looked at yourself and thought, why can I keep up? Listen closely. Because what you've been calling laziness, that's not your truth. That's a lie you've been taught. You're a woman caring more than most people will ever see. You are juggling responsibilities. You are juggling your emotions. You are juggling society expectations. And while doing all that, you're still showing, you're still trying, you're still giving. And here's the truth you deserve to know. You are not meant to hold the world in your shoulders and call it normal. So if you've been blaming yourself for feeling like you're not enough, if you've been blaming yourself for feeling like you're lazy, you're not capable of achieving your goals, stop it right now. Because as a powerful woman as you are, you don't shut down because you're lazy. You're shutting down because you are overloaded. And it's only human to have that reaction. Feeling overloaded is not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of laziness. It's actually a sign that you've been carrying too much for too long without support. And I want to commend you because you've been doing an amazing job. Let's talk about what you're carrying. And I'm not talking about the physical load. I'm talking about the mental load. I'm talking about the invisible stuff, the stuff nobody sees, but somehow you are responsible. And if you ever wonder why you feel so drained, so exhausted, so tired, even on the days you haven't done much physically, there's a reason for it. It has a name, and it's called mental load. And once you understand this concept, everything will change. Because your exhaustion isn't from the action you need to take. It's from the thinking, the planning. That part nobody sees, but somehow is your responsibility. All that, friend, is in here, in your brain. Physically, you're not moving a needle. But your mind, in the other hand, is miles away. Is remembering the doctor's appointment, is remembering the to-do list at home, is remembering what's going to be for dinner, is remembering your job's deadlines, is remembering the bills, and the list might go on and on. And this is not just life. This is labor. And you've been carried all that like it's nothing. And that's not true because that's everything. So if you ever wonder why you feel so overwhelmed, it's because you've been mentally multitasking. Mentally multitasking your entire household, your entire career, your entire life, your entire family. One human, all those things inside your brain. Obviously, you're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel drained. You're just human. And here's what nobody tells you. That mental load is exhausting. It doesn't look like work. No one pays you for it, right? No one thanks you for it. And half of the time, if we're honest, nobody even noticed because they are so used to someone doing it so seamlessly that it's not a thing anymore. But on the other hand, it takes energy, it takes emotional energy. And when you are carrying all that day after day, week after week, you get tired. You get exhausted. Not lazy, but tired. I think about all the times I beat myself up for not having energy left at the end of the day. I would literally come from work, spend some time with my daughter, get her ready for bed, and be like, okay, Dolly, this is the time for us. Let me do something for me. Let me focus on my goal. Let me focus on my dreams. Just to end up sitting on a couch, exhausted, drained, with zero energy to even lift a finger. And feel frustrated with myself because I was like, I really want to do this. It's important for me, but my energy was not compatible with my goals. Questioning myself if I'm even ambitious enough, if I'm a failure. But I wasn't being lazy. I wasn't being a failure. I was just exhausted. And I think a lot of us are in this same situation. A lot of us are running empty with all these responsibilities, all these to-do lists, that by the end of the day, when we no longer have enough energy to tackle the things that actually matters to us, we call ourselves lazy. So let's talk about the stories we tell ourselves, because I think this is where a lot of the damage happens. Because when we're exhausted and we can't keep up, we don't usually say things like, oh, I'm just tired, maybe I just need to rest. No, you call yourself lazy. We internalize it, we make it about us, instead of realizing that it's not necessarily us, but the action we've been taking up on. We end up making it about our character, our worth, and these stories can start piling up this quick. Oh, I'm lazy, I'm bad with time, I'm not responsible, I'm not good with discipline. You see what I'm going with this? So it becomes our identity. And here's what's painful about these stories. They keep us stuck. Because the moment we think, oh, I'm not good with time, you stop doing something to change it. Those stories, what they do is to protect us from the uncomfort that comes with change. And you staying that way, guess what? It keeps you stuck, it keeps you small. I used to hear people saying, oh, you need to journal. I was like, yeah, big deal. But one time I was like, let me actually try this, right? And I took a notebook and I just started writing everything. Every single thing that was going in my mind, from plans, from random thoughts, every single thing. And by the time I was done writing everything, I was so shocked. I didn't know I had so much going on inside my brain. And the funny part is, it wasn't just responsibilities, it wasn't just a task, it was fear. It was people's expectations, social expectations, like people's opinions of me. Everything was in there. But once I had everything on paper and I started reading, I realized, girl, half of these things are just noise. They don't matter. And if it wasn't because I put it on paper, I don't think I would have come out to that realization. And once I did that, I created a lot of space in my brain to actually focus on the things that mattered. No wonder I felt mentally exhausted. No wonder I felt like I was falling behind, because my brain was occupied with stupid stuff. With that in mind, I would like to offer you something today. It's just an experiment thought. What if the reason you are tired today is not because you're broken, it's not because you're undisciplined, it's not because you're a failure? What if you're just carrying too much? Have you ever stopped and wondered that? What if the system you operated on, the roles, the responsibilities, the invisible to-dos, what if that's what's broken, but not you? In this society, as women, we're expected to work like we have no kids, right? And we're expected to parent and we have no jobs. We're expected to keep a house spotless, like nobody lives in it. Have bodies that look like we don't age, we don't have stress, we don't have kids. Be emotionally available to everyone at all times. Never complain, always be grateful. When we finally crack, we make it about ourselves. We blame that on us. But maybe the problem isn't that you're not enough. Maybe the problem is that you expected to do too much. When I was going through this video, I thought about my mom, because growing up, saying you're tired is like a taboo. It's like you literally saying that you're a disgrace, pretty much, right? Because your mom was supposed to teach you how to always be strong, how to always handle everything, how to be available all the time. And at some point, I had to stop and think. She was raised the same way. Her mom was raised the same way, and her mom before her. They were so used to carry so much without complaining, without even having a place to talk about it. They didn't have the space to be like, hey, this is too hard for me. Hey, this is too heavy on me. Hey, I'm exhausted. Hey, I can't take this anymore. They didn't have that place. And it became a thing that as a woman, you're just supposed to take, and be available for everybody and not expect to crack. Because, yeah, right. And they just did it. And they probably believe what most of us believe these days, that if I crack, it's my fault. It's because I'm weak. It's because I'm lazy. It's because I'm a failure. So before anybody thinks that of me, let me keep pretending I have it all together. And these days, you don't have to. You don't have to pretend you have it all together. And if you're in that place right now, if you've been telling yourself those stories about you being a failure, about you being lazy, even though you've been doing as much as you can, I just want to gently suggest something. What if you gave yourself the same compassion you would give a friend? If I was your friend and I came to you and I said, oh my gosh, I feel so exhausted. I feel so tired. I've been doing X, Y, and Z, and now I feel like a failure. I feel like I have no value. What would you say to me? If I have to guess, you would say something along the lines of, Dolly, don't talk like that about yourself. You're such a strong woman. You're probably going to be so kind to me. Maybe give me a hug and remind me the times you've noticed how strong I was. Remind me of the things I've accomplished. Can we become that friend to ourselves? Just a thought. I want to share something that has been helping me. Not a prescription, not a solution, just an invitation. The first thing is just what I mentioned earlier. Brain dump is a thing. It works, my friend. Try it out. I write everything down and make some space up there so I can use that space for the things that actually matter the most to me. Because when you have things on your brain, it becomes infinite, right? But once it's on paper, you can see it, you can read it. It has edges, then it becomes finite. Here's the thing, clarity starts with just what we are carrying. The second thing I do is to let go of the stories. Every time I catch myself saying things like, oh, Dolly, I think you're being lazy, I try to ask myself and acknowledge, is that even true? Or just a story I've been telling myself? If my goal was to work out 5 times a week and I was able to do three, and now I want to call myself lazy, no, because I did three. Now, the 2 times I didn't go to work, what's the reason? I'm going to check on myself because we have to be honest. What's the reason? Is it because I was really tired and I chose to rest? Because that's a win for me. That's not me being lazy. Now, if I stayed on the couch just eating and watching Netflix movie after movie, maybe. But in my case, that wasn't the case. So I'm not lazy. I chose to rest. So in other words, I was being intentional with how I use my time, and that's valid. And the third thing is just to be honest. Be honest with the people that you live with. Be honest with your friend. And most importantly, be honest with yourself. It's important to let everybody around you know what you can, what you can do. When you're exhausted and somebody is asking for your help, let them know how you feel. Like at this moment, I'm exhausted. Maybe later, but right now, I can't. And it should be totally okay. Because most of the time we spend so much time pretending we're okay, pretending everything is going fine, and not trying to ask for help because you don't want people to think about us in a certain way. And that's not healthy at all. So if you need to ask for help, sometimes it's gonna be uncomfortable, but honestly feels better than pretending. Pretending everything is fine, pretending you're okay, pretending you can do it. No. Be honest, especially with the people around you. So if there's anything I would like you to take from this video is this. You are not lazy, you are not broken, and you are not failing. You're a human being that has been carrying a lot, and probably for the longest. That's not nothing. That's everything. And if you feel like you need a place to start, somewhere to put all those thoughts, and finally see what you are carrying, I have a free guide that was designed exactly for that. It starts with a brain dump where you can put all your thoughts, everything that goes up there, write it down without necessarily sorting things out, just to clean the space up there. The next step, it helps you to figure out what really matters to you and what is just noise. No strings attached. It's free. I'm going to leave it down below. And thank you for being here. Thank you for spending this beautiful time with me. And I want to commend you for always trying your best to find ways to reconnect with yourself. And if no one told you lately, you are doing a really good job. Just keep going. Be gentle to yourself, because even when you feel like you're not enough, you are a friend. You are trying, and that's commendable. And that's a win. See you on my next one. Bye.